You know, some people are like ugly on the outside, beautiful on the inside, you know, like all that shit. What the fuck do you think beauty is? What the fuck do I think beauty is? Yeah, like what is beauty? Beauty is personality. Ladies, welcome to Static Hi, welcome to Static Frequency. This is the first episode from what is to become the #1 podcast in the world, isn't it? Since when? I am manifesting. God fucking damn, bro. Why I gotta be such a pessimist? It's not pessimist, but hey, listen. How you guys doing? So my name is Vlad. This is my co-host, and I'm his co-host, right? Yeah, Mats.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
We are both co-hosts of this show that we just came up with. And honestly, it's our first take, our first episode. And honestly, I'm fucking glad that we even pulled this shit off. Because, like, yeah, the fucking first take. The first take. Let's make it the first and the last one, please. Yeah. Fuck. No, but the conditions is so fucking, like, deplorable because this whole entire table is literally standing on 3 fucking legs, not on 4. No, fucking do that. The microphone's clear. Three fucking legs and 1 bent leg. Right. And we also have an ashtray here. And depending on the cigarette, says, it literally fucking shows us the amount of time that we fucking, put to, like, place this whole entire thing. Oh, we took a lot of time. Yeah, we took a shit ton of time. Like, what? Last time, like, we were even trying to fucking get here or, like, get into the, like, the whole entire outline. It took us around, like, 5 hours. Mm-hmm. Just to get, like, the right positioning, the right fucking lighting. The lighting was a fucking huge issue. And also the microphone. Because, like, we only have 1 microphone right now. But we have to invest money into what's called getting a better audio interface. Yeah, as we go, man. As we go. Yeah, as we go on. First episode, no stress. Yeah. But, like, how you been? I've been good, man. I've been good. Okay. Since it is the first episode, Static Frequency. Yeah. So why did we name it that way? Fuck you. Shit. Like, how do you want to do this? Like, do I say my version of it or? Okay, we named it Static Frequency. Correct me if I'm wrong. Static, the word static, when you're switching between audio stations, let's just say, right? That static stands for that. It's I guess, blurry or like, because yeah, like I remember I had this idea. It was really nice because, like, since we don't know anything about any type of subject, and so, like, we only know enough to talk about it, but not enough to actually kind of know everything about it. So it's like when you're, like, on a radio, yeah, and you're searching for that right frequency. Exactly. You're searching for that exact frequency, or you're searching for at least a signal to pop. Well, it's the same thing as, like, me and you were talking about, like, shit that we think that we know a lot. Yeah, honestly, like, as we go through, we kind of, like, discussing the same fucking idea, right? Discuss and discover, yeah, which is nice. I actually really like this format a lot because, well, no one is kind of, like, while we're doing this, there's not, like, an environment saying, like, you know what, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, because, like, again, like, the point being of what's it called, a conversation is to actually, what's it called, for the idea itself, that is partaking in a conversation to mutate, not to destroy it. Because when it's actually fucking being mutated, and what I'm saying by mutated, it's developing, the idea of itself, what the conversation is developing, there's a huge fucking chance that you're gonna, like, find something that is, like, really kind of, like, eye-opening, or at least that is kind of soul-suiting for the fucking soul itself. Right. Shit, like, we're fucking social human beings. Like, I do believe that you're a social human being. Are you not? Not that much, man. Believe me, man. Life had made me, like, much more reserved than I used to be. No, I noticed that, like, fuck, yeah. Wait, hasn't been, like, 8 months now? Yeah, I noticed the difference, man. You go out, you talk with everyone, and, now I feel like you talk, like, when you talk, you do talk, but, like, you're much more reserved in the sense of, like, you choose who to talk to a lot more. You're selective with it. That is true. I mean, life can fucking hit you so many times, like, in the balls, so, like, you learn who to trust, who not to trust, and it's like, and it's not necessarily like, oh, because usually when someone would say that, it's like, oh yeah, like, yeah, you have to be in the streets and know who to trust, not who to trust. It's like on everyday life, really, because like you believe in people, you trust, you start believing in people more, or at least you kind of like open up to yourself more to people, and like sometimes those are may not be the right people for you, and that's exactly the lack of judgment that kind of develops because of course the reason why you're becoming much more reserved in life is because either you got like really hurt or because you've actually learned a few principles of like who to put your energy to, what to put your energy. Exactly. Dude, like I'm telling you, like, that shapes your future. That actually fucking shapes your future. And honestly, I do believe that with that, like the childish energy that was resonating inside of me. Yeah. It sadly it kind of died a little bit because like childish in what sense? Well, I mean, you know how a child is joyous, where it's like they have so much energy, it's insane, and they're looking, you know, how do I even explain this? Like it's because like compared to a child to an adult is going to be so self-centered. It's insane. Not all though. Well, the point, well, I don't know how to explain self-centered and like selfish or like me. Kind of not outgoing as much type of shit. Okay. A child is very fucking outgoing. Yeah. Extremely outgoing. And considering the fact that at the time, like you being a child, let's just say, like, child that is outgoing between, let's just say, 11, 18, in my logic, they didn't have much else to do, man, like other than go out and be with friends. That is true. But I mean, like when life hits you, like let's just say, becoming an adult, starting work, like starting thinking about your career, starting choosing the path that you're gonna take in life, then obviously you're gonna start becoming more reserved. Of course, yeah. Because you have a lot of stake. When you're opening to another person, you have a lot of stake. Oh yeah, like you have a shit ton of stake. And fuck, like you cannot even control how the other person's gonna react. Even so, like you would think that the other person is really nice, really good, shit. Like, yeah, it's not what it seems on the surface. It's kind of again like you don't know who to fucking trust. Like even right now, if I was, for instance, like to go and like call another like a friend of mine or whatever the fuck, like the notion in the head was like today he could be a friend, but tomorrow you don't know how far it's gonna go. Like indicate like how superficial like half of your relationships can be. Go ask yourself this question: how much of a friend this guy is to me? What do I lose by cutting any connections to him? Yeah. Or at least what do I gain from actually not talking to that person? And you're gonna see who really is worth your fucking time. I at some point I did do that because I used to have like a very, very large friend, which I still like care for every single one of them. But in the sense of like it came to a point where I realized like, okay, like this is all fun. Like I'm having a very good time. Like I'm an ambitious person. Yeah. Now, of course, being in the sense of wanting to shape a particular and specific future for myself. Yeah. Do these people really fit in with that vision? And that's when I took a step back and I analyzed every single person. It kind of like sounds shitty, like passing judgment on people. Yeah. But like I realized like, okay, a lot of these people I really care about, but a lot of them as well do not fit where I'm going, or at least where I want to go. Well, usually like when you're meeting a lot of people, it's usually a miss. For me, at least, personally for me, when I'm meeting new people, it's usually a miss and a hit. And it's a hit or miss. Now, it's a hit or miss, but like that also like involves like where you at with your life, man. Because like that is so true. Like, well, because that's actually so true. No, because like it could be a hit in your 16, when you're 16, but like it cannot. Sometimes it's not a hit when you're 20. Like it sounds like 16, 20 is such a big gap. It's not, but like it's the stage where like you're really developing. That's the thing. Like the people that I had met, I've known it for so long. And the thing is, it felt like a hit, but like right when I moved out from my parents' place, right, is when I like had to really really do everything on my own, like do my own stuff, take care of myself, pay for everything myself, pay for rent, do this, do that, like make sure everything is aligned. And doing that made me think like, okay, there actually are some people who I really enjoyed the company of.
Yeah.
When I was so like not carefree, somewhat like still like thinking like and worrying about stuff, but like didn't have much on my mind, and these people seemed like a very good time. But now the way I see things, like after like this entire experience that I had,
Yeah.
they're not leading me anywhere good. That's the thing. And it's the memories that you have with these.
Oh man, that's so.
Because like you're understanding that you're ready to kind of completely disregard whatever you've been through with those people. No, yeah, that was the part that for you to move up in life. Which essentially like sounds shitty, yeah, but you're living your own fucking life. They're not living your life. They're not gonna do shit for you as much as you're gonna do shit for them. I mean, yeah, you can help them like once in a while, of course, just like a good friend. Like as much as you want to call yourself a good friend, but like here's the thing, man. Like that's the memories part. It's the part that sucks the most because like for example, like I told you today, I was out like I haven't done photography in a while. I'm a photographer, like as on habit, so like around time like and I haven't
Just me as making music, yeah.
not like yeah. He's a music producer. I'm a photographer. Um, I haven't done it in a while. That's the thing. So like I got out today. I was like, you know what, like it usually feels like some sort of therapy, like for me, because like
Yeah.
usually when I'm working, I felt like my creative type of part is dying. So I was like, you know what, let me just go out, do this one more time. And I like surprisingly, like I haven't lost much of it, although I haven't done it in like a year.
Shit.
But like I was walking down St. Catherine Street. Oh, we probably should. Did we clarify where we're filming? Okay, we're filming from Montreal, Quebec, and in Montreal, there's this very popular street called St. Catherine. Yeah, downtown Montreal, right? And it was like the place where like I used to hang out with these people all the time. And like I used to do a lot of the photography there.
Yeah. No, well, besides entrance is looking at, like, listen, sometimes because like
Very artistic place.
it's a very it's a very hectic place, but it's beautiful too. Like
Yeah.
when you take photographies, no, like it's really nice.
That downtown area.
Like just specifically Montreal is a very aesthetic place.
It's very aesthetic, like compared to everywhere else I've been in Canada.
Yeah.
It's the most aesthetic. It doesn't feel industrial. That's the thing. That's the problem I have with Toronto, man.
Yeah, Toronto is so fucking industrialized.
Ridiculous, boy. It feels like a ripoff in Europe. I'm sorry, it's the right one. Like listening from Toronto. Like I don't know, man. Like everything feels so industrial.
I lived there for a year.
I went to downtown Toronto. It looked like Times Square, but every screen is like shittier. Like
To every original, there's a cheap ripoff, right?
yeah, exactly.
But I do have Toronto like a very special place in my heart because uh most of my really close friends, they come from Toronto that I still talk to this day. And honestly, like whenever I go to Toronto, it's like a second home, and I fucking love these people. Like I'm telling you, like I have this one particular dude in my fucking head. Like we've been through like so much shit, and honestly, fuck, like I consider him like a pretty close friend. I consider him my brother at this point because like we've been through a lot of shit, and so
that's ebook.
yeah, that's ebook. Yeah, well, my friend's name is Leo. I hope you meet him one day. Well, fuck yeah, no, you will meet him one day. I'm later with that.
Yeah, like you can sure with like going back from like what I was saying, like I was walking down St. Catherine Street, and I shit you not, every single like 20 meters I passed, there was a specific memory like that popped up, and I'm there like, shit, man, like I really like. In a way, I started like thinking about it, like fuck, like I know, like I'm sure I took the right decision, right, 100% sure,
Right.
but like man, like that part sucked, like all these memories with all these people, and now like there's like maybe 2 or 3 of them that I talk to that much.
Well, even if the group was back, right? How much?
It wouldn't do no good. It wouldn't do no.
Yeah, but how much would you enjoy it? No,
Now?
like you have now that you have changed the shit ton, like would you still enjoy like hanging out with these guys? That's the exact same thing with me. I've cut off so many people in my life that literally they either like go by themselves, which literally saved me the effort of like cutting ties, or at least what's called me actually individually saying, hey, listen, it's not gonna work out. I'm sorry, like, or at least like giving them, or at least like distancing myself from these people.
I didn't have the balls to do that. Like I didn't have the balls.
It sucks. It really does.
No, I just distanced myself, and no one understood why.
Which is a better way.
Yeah, but like
It's a much better way. It's less hectic.
the thing is, like, at the time, I was thinking, like, they're not gonna understand.
Like if like from what I saw from these people, although very good people,
Yeah.
hopeful none of them listen to this, but like at the time I was thinking like they're not gonna be able to comprehend why I'm doing this.
That's true.
In the sense of like, yeah, I'm distancing myself because I'm not like I don't see you guys fitting into my future. How can you make that sound nice?
You're not gonna be able to make that sound nice, but
Like
through
you're
action-
such a shitty person. I love you, do, but like I'm not trying to be a shitty person. Like how can you?
but like again, right?
Not saying they're shitty, but like Jesus.
No, but like it's not. That's the thing though. Like, because I think there's a much better way of distancing yourself off of people instead of actually going through the chaos of actually going there. Again, there's two ways of thinking through it, right? You have the classical way saying that what's it called conflict. Fuck, I don't know. A conflict that is distance is conflict times 10. The sense if you're not going to fucking approach it, or if you're not going to do anything about it, it's just going to grow and grow and grow and culminate more. Which distancing could be a really good way to kind of like like literally fucking look at the conflict and actually acting upon it. Like by distancing yourself from the conflict, it's a much better way to actually like get rid of that instead of fucking going and saying, oh hey, like I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just gonna suffer through it, and I'm just gonna stay in the same position that I've been. Right. Right. Kind of like, and the second way of doing it is literally what I just said. Not do absolutely anything about it, staying in the same position, and actually enhance the conflict 10 times fold from inaction.
Yeah.
Which will result in more fucking catastrophic shit. Well, fuck. I mean, it does make sense. Like, what's it called? Like what's it called? Distancing yourself, not like distancing yourself is an action where like what's it called? You're treating the problem too, which is really healthy. I had to literally leave some groups that I have initiated as like for instance, food research.
Exactly. Yeah.
And because the group by itself, the one that I've created, got so fucking toxic that I actually needed to fucking leave, which actually was so fucking good. It was good leaving that group because fuck, like I couldn't have like like if I wanted to stay there, I would have all considered me.
For me, it was the opposite. The group was not toxic, right? But in the sense of like like you have your circle shapes your future, right? And I believe that. But like,
No, that's 100%.
it doesn't mean that like you shouldn't have people who are like you should have people who aren't toxic. It's not only that, but it's also like having people who have the same vision as you, in the sense of like if you're ambitious, having the same amount of ambition around you, because that fucking project. And the thing is, what I realized, things that are easier or like, how do I phrase this? Things that are less effortful or like more negative project easier than things that are positive. In the sense of, for example, like if you are a group of 4 people,
Right.
if 2 of those people are less ambitious, more negative,
Right.
and 2 of those people are more ambitious, more positive, then the less ambitious part is going to take over more easily than the ambitious part or like the positive part.
Well, yeah, because your brain is a lizard brain essentially, and so like what by saying that it's like, your brain likes it when you're in the comfort zone, and so
True, eh?
that okay, yeah, that dude,
Yeah, that's it.
speak of fucking motivational shit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Once your fucking brain is in a state where like you have a bunch of people that don't let you fucking grow because it makes you feel more comfortable being there, And, you know, whether or not it's for your fucking mental health, whether or not it is for your own fucking life goals and shit, you cannot fucking stay with these people if they're not letting you fucking grow. And that's the thing. As much as that a fucking bond you have between those people, it's sad, yes, but that's the thing. Essentially, the reality of it is that like you choose like if you want to like partake or if you want to continue. If that person is still fucking worth it, why not?
Because like here's the thing, like you have a goal, yes. In order you not only have to attain that goal,
Yeah,
but you also have to have like the task of attaining and becoming the person that you need to be in order to become that, like to have that achievement. So like that's the first thing that you need to shape. That's the thing. Like it starts with your head. Like as soon as you shape your surroundings to something that is in line with that vision and that goal, then you shape yourself with that. Like by doing that, you become a different person, and that is the person who's gonna be able to accomplish that. You can't just have a goal and work towards the goal without the switch of a mindset, because like,
oh no, you can't.
that's the thing, and especially if it's an ambitious goal, that's the thing.
Dude, it is so fucking complicated right now to find yourself in the day and age. Why? Because like society is fucking telling you, hey, by the age of 20, you must have a fucking purpose in life. By the age of fucking 20, you must have a fucking wife. You must have a fucking girlfriend. By the age of fucking 20, you must already fucking make money. And, you know, this is like fake influencers and shit. I don't want to touch really on that subject because a lot of people fucking thought I spoke about this. But my only take on this is the fact that it gives so much of a fucking, you know, like overhyped or at least what's it called, oversaturated message that's like, oh, okay, hey, hear me out, right? Like, this is the whole entire condition that I'm going to fucking give you. This is what you're supposed to fucking reach before this certain age. And so you want to,
just double down on double.
right. And on top of that, like you as a human being, that you have your own fucking particular life, that you have your own particular level of evolution, right? How the fuck is it gonna fucking make it work for you if, like, let's just say something on the internet is fucking telling you, hey, you're supposed to fucking have this, and that at that fucking age. When you at that age, you barely fucking stand on your 2 foot. Imagine how fucking demeaning and imagine how fucking annoying it looks at you. It's insane. It's a huge fucking problem for me, for everyone. And I probably should personally fucking struggle with it. That's why fucking like
a standard that doesn't.
it's
a standard that's too subjective, but it's being portrayed as the norm. The norm, exactly. Yeah. As the thing that you need to have in order to be an acceptable human being in society. Like,
fuck itching. Huh? No, I'm just crushing my leg.
Okay, continue, carry on. Did you seriously cut off?
Yes, I did. Continue, please. Just fuck.
Fuck. You're like,
Okay, yes. Alright.
Yeah, that leg is annoying me. Specifically that one.
Dude, your bottle's fucking annoying. Oh, fuck my car.
Deserve it.
Fuck karma. Karma's at its best.
But like, did I hear shit? What was I saying? Okay, like, yeah, like with social media and everything, or like having a specific standard being applied to everyone when it's like too subjective to begin with. Yeah, in the sense of like a person who's accomplished a specific thing by a specific age, by a specific stage in their life.
Right.
It doesn't apply to every single person. That's the thing. Everyone has their journey.
That's exactly that. Fuck, you got the fucking guy from KFC. He became a fucking multimillionaire when he was what, like in his 60s, and in his 60s, right?
I saw a video the other day, bro. Apparently, Steve Harvey.
What about him?
Apparently, by the age of 38, he was sleeping in his car.
Fucking Oprah, for instance. At the age of 21, my age, she got fucking fired from her fucking shit job. 30 years later, she fucking hosts. I don't know if she hosts still because I don't watch TV too much. But she had shit ton of fucking, you know, like television exposure.
And the thing is, like, seeing that, like, let's just say 21, 38,
right?
Like, let's just say someone made it at 22, someone made it at 40. I don't know, but like, at different stages of their lives, right? like it was at a different pace, let's just say, or like a different path, but they all led to a ridiculous amount of success.
That is true.
That requires more than just the path per se. Like it's not just about the path traveled.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more so about who traveling it. What version of you is traveling that path? Oh, is that version of you gonna be able to make it through that path?
So it's like throughout your whole entire life, it's a rite of passage, essentially.
Not exactly. Like there is a certain. I feel like every stage in the path that you're taking towards your goal, whatever it might be, I feel like there's a part of you that dies out, and at the same time, there's a part in the same time as that part dies out, another is reborn.
Right.
And the thing is, you have to be very careful of that because, like, when a certain aspect of you is gone and another replaces it, you got to make sure it's the right thing.
Well, how much of it is good? Well, how much evolution do you must partake in your life for it to be actual good evolution? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like
That never stops, man.
But how much must you change as a person in order to be successful?
I feel like there are certain like traits that are required, right? In the sense of like when we're talking about success and like not success in the terms of money, not necessarily, but like success in terms of like the way I see it, right? Money, but like also like family, taking care of the people around you, like by the time that you are dead. Because at the end of the day, like here's the thing. The outcome for every single person's life is the fucking same. Death. You're gone at some point.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Now, what I see as success is when you are gone, what is left behind?
So like a legacy.
Like from the day that you were born to the day that you left this world, what changed? Did the passage of your life have no effect on the world surrounding you? That's the thing. And like that's why I kind of like cringe a little when I hear people like my goal and when you're happy, you're successful. I used to think that when you're happy, you're successful in your life. That's not the way I see it. Happiness alone is not enough, man. You gotta, if you're gonna be happy, you damn make sure that like people around you are happy as well. Like you're pushing people around you higher with you, mentally, financially, status-wise, family-wise. That's what I see as a goal. And like, in order to acquire that, there are certain traits, as I said, that you need to have, which I see are discipline, for sure.
No, it's a must.
That is a must.
That's a must.
Discipline, open-mindedness is one that I see, right? Open-mindedness in the sense of like being able to interpret new ideas, new opportunities, and bravery is one I think, and one I am working on. In the sense of like, you are, because actually this might be something, but I think it's Will Smith. Every good thing in life lays on the other side of fear. In the sense of like,
right, because nature endorses bravery. Like what I was trying to say is that like naturally confidence you cannot fucking build. There's nothing. No. Fuck, I digress. Go back. Natural confidence, you could build confidence, but you can't build natural. Core confidence is what you build. Superficial confidence is what everyone can play.
yeah, well, you see what I mean? Well, what about the concept of like fake it till make it?
You can do that, but how much can you fake it to realize that you need to work on it?
Dude, that's what I did, and it worked.
But you worked on it. Fake it until you make it has another message to it.
Maybe it's not fake it till you make it, but in the sense of like, oh, okay, I realized what I did. I put myself in situations where normally I wouldn't be confident, and I forced myself to push through it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Fake it until you make it has another message to it, a much deeper one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fake your confidence. But like fucking do the shit that you can eat on, keep on doing as if you were fucking confident as fuck in the first place, and then fucking get that confidence.
No, like
That's the way you actually fucking get that core confidence in you. And that's the thing, when you have fucking people like, I don't know, personally, I don't like Andrew Tate, right? And so like, for instance, let's just say that he's saying, oh, you have to be like this fucking alpha male and shit. Yeah, you do have to be, what's it called? Yeah, man, you need to have principles as a man. That is a must. That is true. But the way it is so fucking represented, saying that you are naturally supposed to do this, we're having no skills whatsoever in this modern day and age, is stupid.
No, but like I agree with a lot of the things that guy is saying. Like in the sense of like he's endorsing a more masculine version of a man that seems to be fading away.
Yeah, but that could be attributed as hypermasculinity, and how much of hypermasculinity is actually accurate.
But like, listen, like as much as like he like hypermasculinity, but like, don't you feel like it's like kind of going away in the sense of
it's kind of like a pillar of, I mean, still the message of
like masculinity in the sense. I feel like it's fading away, but people are far too sensitive now, especially men.
No, men have became a shell of what they were supposed to be. That is definitely true. It's just that the message behind what social media is portraying as masculine is far gone. Like it's off what is supposed to actually be, in my opinion. And again, like this fucking, like what I said prior to the whole entire thing about like masculinity, all that is like, let's just say that, for instance, you have a lot of societal expectations, but followed by those societal expectations that are provided to what's called social media, you also are bombarded by extreme kind of like what's called signaling and intents that give you a much more not advanced, but a much more, what do you call, disproportionate principle, or at least a disproportionate picture of what you're actually supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
showing certain,
it's like certain steroids,
like not the others,
right? It's like literally showing something on steroids, right? And it's like, yeah, by the age of 21, you're supposed to be this fucking alpha male that has the experience of a fucking 40-year-old and shit. It's like pretty much the fucking labor market. Like, people only take in people that have like 3-4 years in the fucking, what's called, in the field, right? For instance, customer care. I digress, right? But hear me out. This is on the point. And it's the same thing as, for instance, like societal expectations. As a 20-year-old, you're supposed to fucking have whatever a fucking 50 or a 40-year-old has. It makes no fucking sense. And this is what Andrew Tate is talking about. Yeah, you have to work on yourself. I agree with that. I agree with what he says in some aspects. Yeah, but a lot of, a lot of things that he says could also be debated.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can be debated. Like,
yeah. And I'm not saying like agree with everything that the guy is saying. No, hell no.
Yeah, he's good at making money. I'll give you that much. I should learn a thing or two from him, definitely. But definitely not when it comes to relationships.
No, but here's the thing. I feel like it's that open-mindedness that we're missing in this day and age. In the sense of like, you don't like a certain aspect of a person,
but you can still learn from it.
From other aspects that that person still has.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not like you, for example, or coming back to the Andrew Tate example, for example.
Right.
I think he's a misogynist. Fuck him. He should rot in jail. Da. Okay, but this guy is also like a successful businessman. You can learn from that. You don't have to agree with the misogynistic things.
Yeah, that's true.
But you can learn a thing or two from it.
But that's what I call third positionism.
Yeah, like no one is, at the end of the day, like we're pursuing, I feel like, a type of person, or like a type of, I don't know, like a personality that has to be perfect in every single person's eyes. Every single person who comes from a different culture, different society, different thing, and you have to be perfect in every single one of them. That's not possible. That's
exactly the point that I'm trying to make with when it comes to like what's it called, you know, like principles, or at least messages that are like on steroids.
Yeah,
because it gives you such a disproportionate fucking understanding of what is supposed, like what reality is supposed to be. But you're just looking at reality how it is, And it's like, well, shit, man, fuck. It's shitty for me. Fuck, I have to pay for the bills. This fucking guy, 20 years old, like, he has a fucking Bugatti. He doesn't fucking need to care much about that fucking his financial state because look at him, he's in the Bugatti, but no one fucking knows where he even got that Bugatti from in the first place.
No, but like if you think like by the way, it's good that we named this show static frequency because we were talking about like accomplishments and confidence and we arrived at educate.
Yeah,
But like going back at that, like let's just say if you look at the guy, my guy, he started from nothing and
well, he was a kickboxer.
he was a kickboxer making nothing. That's the thing. He will seeing in my eyes, although there are some traits that I don't necessarily like about the guy, but like seeing someone and going back to like the process of like the idea of success and like, achieving your goals, coming from like some place that's not the best and like horrible conditions and making it all the way there,
All the way on the top.
you can't not have appreciation for that.
You know what? You have here. You actually have a point. Here you actually have a point.
You, in my opinion, you're actually ignorant if you don't appreciate that and like respect the person for that, and you only take the bad traits in the person and judge them the entire personality off of just that.
I'll tell you something that my brother told me, and I think it will make the whole entire conversation even more better. He said, regardless how much you don't actually agree with an opinion of another person, always try to be respectful and only try to understand what that person has come from and learn it to make, because essentially the way you actually make, like you have your thoughts being created is, how the outside world is reacting with your inside world, right? And to make it even more fucking simpler for everyone to understand, you don't know what a person had to go through in order for that person to think the way it thinks, the way the person thinks.
Yeah.
And so that's essentially what my brother said. Like, you may disagree with the person, you may fucking hate them, you may want to kill them. Have respect for them.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Always show respect.
No, always show respect. And here's the thing. You can learn something from every single person, man. That's the thing. No matter how much you dislike them or hate them, there's something to be learned. For example, like, I had a colleague that I didn't necessarily like that. And like the nature of my job, I'm a financial advisor at a bank. Again, I am. Well, fuck, you already know that.
I forgot, sorry.
Yeah, I don't look like a financial advisor, do it.
Every single thing from here on out, the first time I thought you were Jewish.
Mazel tov. Okay, we didn't clarify that, eh? Okay, I'm Armenian. You're Ukrainian.
Yes.
Okay. Armenians, I guess, are they close to Jewish people? I have no fucking clue. Okay, I digress. Point being, like, you can have a dislike towards a person.
Yeah.
But, like, there's always something to be learned. And going back to my colleague, like, in the nature of my job, you have to be really, like, confronting. Like, you can't necessarily, for the lack of a better word, be a pussy. And so, like, you have to, like, own the shit. You have to run the conversation with your client.
That's true.
And the thing is, I didn't like this person. I didn't like their, like, the way of going about. But also, I, like, noticed something. I was like, okay, this person knows how to run a conversation. And I started actually, like, looking past the point that I don't like about this person and looking at the points where I might benefit from. In the sense of, like, okay, how is this person doing that?
But you have, like, when you're doing that, you have such a sympathy being created towards the other person.
Exactly. And, like, the relationship might somewhat be pleasant if you take that approach. Or, like, because the thing is, especially going back like, in your workplace, you gotta have a pleasant experience with your colleagues, man.
That is true.
That's the thing. So, like, taking that approach not only benefits you as a person, but benefits your experience as well.
That is actually really fucking true.
And it doesn't only apply in your workplace; it applies every single aspect of your life.
Wow.
Well,
I mean, you.
And the thing is, it goes back to the thing that I said, like, the essential traits of a successful person that I see. And by all means, I'm still working on that. Like, I'm in no way, I guess, successful somewhat, to like the age I'm at and the stage I'm at in my life, in the sense of like I have my shit somewhat together,
Yeah.
but like having the essential traits of the part of life or like the goal of life that seem to some people out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, discipline, bravery, and open-mindedness, in the sense of like it goes to that being able to learn from everything around you, embracing new opportunities,
Yeah.
embracing new ideas. And it plays with that because like you're going to be able to, if you have an open mind, you're going to be able to learn from the people who you don't even like, because everyone has some sort of good aspect to them.
How did you personally learn from anyone that you don't like?
Well, I mean, I had a friend, for example, he used to be very, very close. We don't talk anymore, unfortunately, but that person, he had a lot of aspects I didn't like, but one thing I noticed about him, who was very confident in himself, in the sense of like even when he didn't have a certain aspect, he portrayed it as he did, and eventually it gave him that aspect. It was a very weird thing. It goes like confidence thing as well.
Oh, really?
A lot of times I've seen the guy like be not confident at all,
Right.
and it didn't phase him. He wouldn't even see it on his face.
Well, what do you? Oh, yeah, so like sometimes it fluctuates.
Now, not it doesn't fluctuate, but like I saw him not have confidence in a scenario,
Right.
and like I saw that because I knew the person, and I spoke with him, and I noticed it was that was the case. But like on the outside, if you don't know him, like as deep as I used to know him, you wouldn't notice that. And he did it on purpose.
So it's very superficial, essentially.
It wasn't superficial, but like it allowed him to go through scenarios that required bravery,
Right.
and like essentially like benefited him at the end because he did that.
Right.
And I took that from that specific person.
Right.
I took from my colleague that I need to be confronting in my work. I need to be in charge of the conversation I'm having with my client.
Right.
In order to get the outcome that's both good for him and for me.
Right.
Who else, man? And freaking Andrew Tate, bro. I listened to no, but like serious, man. Seriously, that dick writing is insane. It's not dick. I'm not okay. I'm not telling you to hit a girl with a machete, bro.
Is this what he said?
He said that. Either hit the machete out of her, hit her with a machete. I'm not.
Yeah, no wonder why fucking dudes are lonely now, because they, bro, I'm telling
No,
you,
but like,
it's not.
no, but like I took from him that you really gotta have discipline. That's the thing.
That is true.
That I would like a lot of the conversations I've heard, like him, other people, they made me realize like,
Right.
discipline is very, very important.
Mhm.
That's the thing. Like it's not only like having a vision, working towards your goals, but being consistent with it as well, and being able to maintain that for long periods of time.
Right.
And I've learned like, okay, that's a requirement now. How do I achieve that? And that's, again, it goes with the open-mindedness. So let pass your ideas. Let pass your ego.
Yeah.
Talk to other people who have already like accomplished it. Be open-minded enough to learn and embrace new ideas that might work, but you thought that wouldn't before.
Right.
In the sense of like, it helps you even grow as a person, man. And like a conversation that I had like a couple of weeks back with like one of my like closest friends, Ibra. Like we came up with like, we realized like confidence and the ability to embrace new opportunities, regardless of whether or not you're fearing it, is a requirement as well. And
So essentially, again, the theme of bravery.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And like I heard this one video that really resonated with me. He was like, there's 3 types of confidence. There's confidence that comes from materials. If you break the material, if you take it away, the confidence is gone.
Right.
Confidence from performance.
Right.
If you have one bad performance, well, your confidence is gone.
Right.
Which is a snowball effect that goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And there's confidence that comes from within, because that is the confidence. No one can strip that, like confidence in who you are. No one can strip that from you. But like hearing that, yes, it makes sense, but it was very vague. If you have like utter belief that you are gonna improve, whether or not what the outcome is, in the sense of like you fail, you win, there's always something to improve.
Yeah.
That's essentially gonna give you the confidence that like if you keep going, it's only a matter of time for you to arrive to what you want to accomplish.
So essentially, you're attributing to yourself, and you're giving yourself a mental frame that you're bettering yourself, and through that, you're through like setting yourself a system of beliefs that you are in fact like improving yourself, right?
Exactly. Like
You're
yeah, constantly improving yourself and like
so you're going to do those actions that you're more resonating with because of that mental state that you placed upon yourself.
exactly, and like it allows you to like the mindset to like when you have a failure, instead of being discouraged,
Yeah.
taking a step back, while keeping in the back of your mind that like you have like whether or not like you succeed, if you keep going, eventually you're gonna make it. If you keep going and like analyzing from your failures what went wrong, improving on that,
So
and then continuing, eventually you're gonna get there.
so essentially, to understand the whole entire thing, for you to have confidence at first, you must have believe in yourself.
Believe that you're gonna improve,
Right.
no matter the outcome. Like you're exactly capable of improving, and logically and historically thinking. Dude, 100 years ago, we barely had cars.
Bro, 100 years ago, you could barely even fucking move to another city.
Here's the thing. Now, if you take a person from that time, put him here, and show him the amount of accomplishment that humans have like arrived at within a very short period of time, you're gonna realize, bro, like it's not it. The humans are that person is gonna be shocked because they're gonna be thinking that it's
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, fuck.
that person.
We're not sponsored by them.
Yeah, no.
We're not sponsored
Who
by
is
them.
this? Okay, never mind. That person is gonna be shocked at the fact that like the accomplishments by the humans at the time were here. Podcast is here,
Bro, I want to fucking eat. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'll tell.
that's the second episode, by the way. That's coming.
Oh my god, take the fucking, please turn this shit off, or at least change it, please. Fuck.
Okay.
Oh, they're
To close off,
that person is.
that person is. If you take a person who's historic, like 100 years ago, place him now, that person is gonna be shocked at the accomplishments that humans have arrived at. In the sense of it, they're gonna see it as like beyond any comprehensible limits.
Dude, a person in fucking at the age of 18 through the internet and through TV has seen fucking more than the politician 1,000 years ago.
Exactly.
Or a fucking king 1,000 years ago. The amount, okay, it goes even to fucking porn, right? Even to fucking women when it comes to that too. A fucking kid has seen more fucking beautiful women than the fucking most powerful sultan in the Turkish fucking empire. I don't know, Mohammed the fucking second. Point being, right? Point being, I digress. I'm letting you speak. But wait.
Yeah, like we need to.
But wait.
We need to close up. So.
But wait. We're continuing that next episode.
Anyways, it's been 45 minutes total for the cut-ups.
Yeah.
Good host episode.
But it was really good.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. See you later, alligator. Thank you guys for listening on whichever platform that you might be on, since we're going to be releasing this audio and video, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever the fuck we can put it on. And we will catch you in the next episode of Static Frequency. See you in a bit.
Cut.
Tell me it was recorded.